everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So anyway, this is just kind of an update because I found out that they are releasing a tiny home stuff pack for The Sims, and it's going to be coming out on the 21st for PC and Mac, and I believe February 4th for console players. And anyway, the reason I'm showing this right here is because this is literally, sad to say, the only tiny house I've built ever in The Sims. And it's literally just this little, I think it's like a 4x4 lot. I don't know. Let's take a look at it. No, it is 3x4. Right? Am I counting that right? 4 squares by 3 squares. So yeah, this little tiny house that I made for my human experience challenge, you literally had to start out with nothing and then build a tiny house. So this is the only tiny house that I have built. And as you can see clearly, let me zoom in here. As you can see, the bed is partially under the desk, and so it's obviously not perfect. And then I've got my refrigerator here. And there, as you can tell, there's no stove, there's no microwave. She literally eats whatever comes out of this fridge. And there's a toilet and a shower and a sink, because those are, what I consider to be mandatory inside of a home. It needs plumbing. I would be terrible with off the grid. Anyway, just so we're very clear, this is the only tiny house I have built myself in The Sims ever. And so it's not much at all. But I do love tiny homes. I love tiny home building. I like watching builds of tiny homes. I watch a lot of Miss Griffey, if anybody has seen her, which I'm sure if you are a Sims aficionado for tiny homes, you know who Miss Griffey is. But anyway, I'm super excited about this new pack. So I figured that we would go ahead today and build a tiny home. An actual tiny home, not this little, whatever you want to call it, this little shack of a home. It doesn't even suit all the needs. Not really. I mean, yeah, she can eat. Yeah, she can shower and use the bathroom and, get her skills up and everything and sleep. But, like, there's no stove. There's no nothing. This is literally like the micro home of micro homes. Unless you were to go by, like, the 4x4 challenge or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to do today. Is I am going to start off. I'm going to move to a different lot, and then we're going to build a tiny home. And we're going to discuss the tiny home pack and how excited I am about this tiny home pack. And so, yeah, let's move on and let's do that. Hey, so now this is where I am starting my tiny home, and I am keeping it to the limit. I actually had to do some math to figure out, but I think it's a 100 square lot, like a 100 square tile, whatever you call those things, grid, the little spots on the grids by tiles. 100 tiles. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I kept it to that because the tiny home lot restricts, like the new trait they're coming out with for tiny homes, it restricts your lot to 100 tiles. So around the entire home is just 100 tiles, and that includes the porch. I don't know if the stairs count or not. But anyway, I didn't count the stairs because I don't know if those count or not on the tiny home lot trait, if those count as tiles. Maybe they probably do, but for this video, I didn't count the tiles for the stairs. And I went up because from one of the tiny homes they show you, it looks like going vertical doesn't count against you. So I did a second story on this one as well. So it's got the bottom story, the second story. There is no basement. I didn't put a basement in it because I just didn't want to fudge with it. And for some reason, I didn't realize I was building with the tall walls. And so, yeah, I didn't know that. So I went to try to correct it, and it kind of messed up a few things. So I just left it at tall walls. I'm sorry, little Simsy. It has tall walls on the bottom. I can't help it. Anyway, she probably won't see it, but don't hate me. It does have tall walls on the bottom. The top is short walls. I don't know how I didn't notice that, but I didn't. So that's what we've got. And so I did the difference with the windows where some of them are taller windows than others, but it doesn't look completely terrible. So I left it that way because why not? I actually ended up liking the way that it looked in the end. I had thought about using a glass roof, but then passed and did these metal roofs instead because I thought, oh, having a tin roof would be pretty cool, right? It went with the theme, and it's supposed to be a very shabby looking outside, just like maybe pretend it's like reclaimed wood or something on the exterior and interior, and they took a tin roof and put that on there. So I used a lot of stuff from like the almost said Island Adventures. Sulani, and I also used stuff from the Jungle Adventures pack, and that was why I kept thinking Island Adventures. No, Jungle Adventures. I used stuff from the Jungle Adventures pack. I used stuff from the Sulani pack. I can't think of its name now. Oh my gosh. I keep calling it the Sulani pack, but I can't think of what the actual pack is called. It's the expansion. I think it's an expansion, isn't it? It's an expansion pack. It's not a stuff pack. Oh my god, you guys. This is terrible. I can't. Anyway, my brain. It is 5:19 a.m. and I have been up all night, and that's probably where all this is coming from. But anyway, it took me forever to build this because I spent so much time on the exterior and the landscaping. So much time. And I wanted it to look a little bit unkempt, but like it's maintained, but not maintained every single week or something like that. So, I got those little shabby shrubberies and like the creeping thorns. I thought they were a nice little touch. This just uses so many items from so many packs. One of these days, I will do a base game only build. I will force myself to do a base game only build. It's so hard though because so many of the items that I love come from so many different packs. So I will do it eventually, but I wanted to just, as my first tiny home that I've actually built ever, other than the one I showed you in the beginning, I wanted to use all of the things that I loved, so I just left it at every pack. I did not use any custom content in this build. You will see me use the red shelf. I think most people by now are familiar with the red shelf. If you are not, what it is it's a piece of custom content that allows us to clutter our houses in our builds. So it only works on walls, so it's like you can use it for like kitchen counters and things, but you can't use it for like coffee tables and stuff. And so I did use that to help clutter up some of the areas, like to put stuff on top of the refrigerator and everything, as you will see as we progress. But other than that, and I took that out after I saved it, or I took it out and then saved it, so that way there is no CC in this build at all. This is all just stuff you can get in the packs. I like to use CC, but I'm always so hesitant to use CC in my builds because when I want to upload them, I know that that's going to be an extra step that people are going to have to take when they want to use my builds. So I kind of avoid it as much as possible, and I'll use CC for myself, and that's one thing. But like, I don't know, I would link the CC, of course, I always do if I use any CC, but it just makes things a lot more complicated. And I feel like a lot of people are less likely to download a build because you have to specifically search for things that have custom content when you look on the gallery. And I think people are less likely to download builds from the gallery that have CC, because then if you want all of the stuff that's used in it, you also have to download all of the CC and put it into your folder before you can use it. So I try to avoid doing that as much as possible. I even went back and took out the one piece of custom content that I used in my last build. I have the custom content build still up, but I actually did another version with no CC in it so that if somebody wants that build, they can get that build without CC and won't have to worry about downloading the one piece of custom content that I had in it. Anyway, so this tiny home is basically just something I wanted to do because we are getting the tiny home stuff pack, and I'm so excited for it. I can't wait. I know there are people that are kind of upset already because we're getting a Murphy bed in the tiny home stuff pack, but we are not getting bunk beds. They did say no bunk beds this this pack. So that is definitely not something we are getting, guys. We are not getting bunk beds in this pack, which I think is fine because I feel like bunk beds could be used and utilized better in a different pack, or just bring it out as a base game item, which I wish they would do because that would be freaking awesome, and they should. And I don't think we're getting ladders either, guys. I didn't see any in the trailer. I don't think they've confirmed that we're not, but don't hold your breath. We probably won't be getting ladders. It's literally just going to be the Murphy beds, which is like the main thing that people I think are most excited about. And I know I've already seen the comments about it's just a cash grab. It's going to be a $10 pack just for the bed. Well, no, it's not just for the bed. You're getting a bunch of other new items and new cast items too. And if you think about how long it takes them to make just one item, I mean, like, I'm not a modder for a reason. It takes so much time, and I can imagine, like, if you see the custom content that the modders themselves bring out, like, just imagine how much time that takes to make one item. And I'm assuming that that's, you know, the Murphy bed is completely redesigned because it's going to work a different way. It looks like it was redesigned. So they had to like customize the whole thing. And then they're also bringing us new items. So it's a $10 pack for everything in the pack, not just a $10 pack for a Murphy bed. If it were just a bed, you'd be paying $10 for just a bed. So I don't know why people are like, oh, it's just a cash grab. Guys, EA is a business. They need to make money, but they also need to be able to pay the people that create the stuff for us. So yeah, you're paying $10 for a stuff pack that took time and effort to make. So I don't understand why people throw a fit over something like that when it's literally just $10. Like, I could understand if they were bringing these out and it was literally just a bed and you were paying $10 for just the bed, but you're not. And you're also like not paying $20 for this pack. You know, it's $10. Like, you either want it or you don't. Just kind of deal with it. I don't know. I don't understand the complaining about it, but just in the comments, I've already seen people disappointed, and I'm like, none of us knew that this was coming out, which was actually kind of cool. I'm surprised that they were able to keep this a secret, but I think I don't know whether they were planning for it to come out. I know there were some people that already knew about it, but like nobody actually leaked any of the information, which is pretty amazing. And so tiny builds like this will actually have things in them that are meant for tiny homes. Oh, I'm so excited because I can't wait to be able to use the beds. I can't wait to be able to use the entertainment combo system that they've got in there that they were talking about with the TV, stereo, and bookcase combination. Yes, please. Thank you. So I'm super excited. I don't know too much about all of the items. Obviously, I was only able to see in the ones that were in the trailer, and they all look kind of neat. Like, I think we're getting a new poof couch, like a stool, a little poof stool. I think there's a new door. I thought it would be really cool. I doubt it's in the pack to have a fold-away table. Don't think that's going to happen. Highly doubtful, but I thought that would be pretty cute because I know I watch a lot of these like tiny home builds that they do on HGTV. What is it called? Is it actually called Tiny Homes? Anyway, I watch a lot of that, or I did for a long time, and they always had these really cute, unique ways of saving space, like fold-away tables, storage underneath their couches, and underneath their beds. They had drawers under their beds, and like the Murphy bed is a fold-away bed, so that's also really cool, which apparently you can die from the bed. But they did make a way for us to not die while using the beds, which is cool because I'm, as cool as that is, as nifty as having a new death is in The Sims, because we all kill our Sims, right? Is it just me? Am I not? No? Anybody? Yeah, I think we all kill our Sims. So I think it's going to be pretty cool to have this new death in the game, but I also want to be able to use the bed without dying and without injuring my Sims. So I'm really glad that they did say there's a way for us to use the bed without that becoming a problem. And I don't know, I have a lot of criticisms of The Sims, but I also have a lot of things that I love that they do, and I think this is going to be one of them, especially after some of these stuff packs that they've released. Like, how do you pronounce it? Is it Moschino? I don't know. Anyway, the fashion pack that they brought out, I mean, it's all right. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really mess with the photography stuff. I don't care too much about that. I've never really used it as like a job or anything. I don't mess with it. So there's like a dress in there that I really like, but it was all right. I mean, it wasn't a bad pack, but it wasn't like the greatest pack they've ever brought out either. And then what was that? The My First Pet pack. There's some cute stuff in there, but I feel like they could have tacked that onto cats and dogs and it would have been just as appropriate. I don't think that one needed to be a stuff pack, but anyway, those two packs were so for them to be bringing this one out, I'm pretty stoked about it, because I feel like this is all stuff that I could totally use anytime, every time, even in non-tiny home builds. I feel like I will be using the stuff in this pack. Guys, I can't. It's 5:30 a.m. I can't talk. I'm sorry. So anyway, I will be using all of that stuff in regular builds too, I'm sure. And I'm really kind of excited about having like the sweaters and stuff for Cass. I always love getting new clothing in Cass, and just because it gives you more options, and that's just less that I need to download as CC. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. And one of the things I want to do, and I kind of want to get into more now, I want to figure out how to do, is to do like recolors. Because I've noticed that even with packs that I love, I tend to not have colors that I want in my houses. Like things that I could use that will match consistently. And as much as I love the bright, the pretty, the pops of colors and all of everything like that, sometimes I just want neutrals. Like I want basic blacks, I want basic whites, I want basic browns, just for certain things. So I might try to get into some recoloring. I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be a thing I think I might try, especially with these new tiny home items that we're getting. I might give it a shot. We'll see. We'll see what their color palette enunciate. I can do this. I can. I promise. I'm normally not this bad at speaking. It's just been such a crazy last like 24 plus hours, because for whatever reason I went to bed at 3 a.m. yesterday morning and I did not get up out of bed until 8:30 p.m. So I slept for like 16 plus hours. I don't know why. I think my body was finally just done. It happens to me occasionally from time to time. So I've been up since 8:30 p.m. last night, but because I slept so much, I'm not tired. So of course it's 5:32 a.m. now, and my brain is like, you can words. And I'm like, I know I can words, but I can't get the words to come out. So speaking is hard right now. So I apologize. It took me so long to get that little soap dispenser to go onto the corner of the sink like that. And so I thought it would be cool to like stick some clutter underneath there. So I put some like books and papers, because if y'all had seen my kitchen, I have letters and just papers in my kitchen everywhere, like documents and letters and newspaper. Just, I don't know, it all ends up in my kitchen. So I figured, why not? I'll put some of it in this one. And I really, really wanted to put that milk jug in here. So I worked really hard to get that one up top too. I don't know why. I like that little jug. I like it a lot. I feel like it is appropriate kitchen clutter. And of course we had to have a little dustpan and broom, because that's kind of important. I feel like that's important. And then I wanted them to have little rugs to stand on, stand on, and then I just put like a little wreath, because I don't really know how to decorate really tall walls, and so like the rest of it's just going to be open. But I feel like in every house that I've been in that has these extremely high walls and high ceilings, because they're so high, they're usually not decorated all the way to the top anyway, so I don't feel too bad about that, because usually it's just part of the way up and then blank. That's what I normally see. So I don't feel too bad about not having decorations all the way up these walls. Just don't. I wasn't even going to attempt to try to do that, because then I feel like it would look too cluttered. And I thought it would be really cute to put the bedroom behind that little bookcase door. So like it's that hidden room door. And for some reason the blinds don't fit these windows right. So they were really annoying me. And then I was just going through the different curtains because I was like, no, they don't fit. And I wanted them to be blinds, but I found these cute little curtains. I love plaid so much. And so anything that has plaid on it, I always think is just adorable. So these curtains were really cute. Of course, they clip a little, but it's The Sims. Everything clips a little bit if you don't line it up just right. and I didn't want to worry about it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to throw some paintings in here. It's going to be a very, just a very basic bedroom with some clutter on the counter. Gosh darn it. Dresser. Some clutter on the dresser. I figured CD case, CD player, a little picture, some candles, a camera, Actually, that camera came from that Moschino stuff pack. I don't know how to say that. Again, if I'm saying that wrong, the fashion pack. It came from the fashion pack. Dang it. That's what I've been calling it, the fashion pack. I wanted all the floors in here to be pretty much the same. So, they kind of have that reclaimed wood look to them. And I loved those. So I used them throughout literally the entire house, literally the entire house. If I wanted carpeting anywhere, I believe I just used rugs. Yeah, that's what I did. And I was like, okay. And I love that you have a TV remote in this game. I don't know why, but it's so cute. And so now that I know there's a TV remote, I put it every time I have a TV. And I found a plunger. So I put the plunger by the toilet because I thought that was adorable. And then I used this really cute space saver desk. And I put the alien computer on it because that's one of my favorites. And I would have used the other one that I had on there originally, but I had downloaded colors for it, and now I don't know what the original colors were. And so now I'm afraid that if I use it, it's going to cause it to have custom content in the game, and I don't remember what colors were the actual colors and what colors were the custom content. So I just didn't do that. And then I spent so much time on this rug, you guys, because I wanted it to line up to look like one giant rug, because we don't have rugs that are curved or that turn. So I literally went piece by piece on this rug from the Magic Realm pack and lined it up because it didn't snap the way I wanted it to. So I actually got the gray to be perfectly aligned and then just went down the line and lined it all up because I wanted runners in that space to have decoration, but we didn't have runners that would fit perfectly, so that's what I did with it. It's still not perfect, but I like it a lot better than I did just leaving it completely blank and just having the flooring. And then I changed the wallpapers as I went, so I've got, my bathroom is now blue. And then I thought it would be really cute to add this little pond, like a custom pond. No, you can't fish in it. And I don't know if anybody knows how to do this. I love making my own little ponds, and I love to make them fishable, but when you put the sign, the fish, the animation is so large that the fish start jumping out of the ground instead of just out of the pond when they do the jumping, or when you see them, they're like jumping out of the ground, and that annoys me so much because you can't resize the animation to fit into these little ponds. So I just left it out completely because it bugs me. I hate that they jump through the ground instead of just staying contained in the water. So I didn't add any fishing to it. I didn't put a ladder in there because I tried to block the edges off with the rocks. I'm not entirely sure if that means that your sim won't get into it, because I know sometimes when the sims want to swim, they might jump into the pond. I don't know if they will or they won't in this one. I'm hoping they won't. Maybe you can just catch your sim if it wants to take a swim, and you can just stop it from doing that. Or you can add in a ladder. I didn't. I just wanted it to be a pond. So I tried to block off the edges with the rocks. So hopefully there's no way for them to get in it. And of course did a bunch of terrain painting because I wanted it to look, I don't know, I just feel like that green, the straight green isn't as natural because, your yard varies in color and has different spots with flowers or dandelions or stuff like that. So I did a bunch of terrain painting, and then I was not sure what to decorate this top floor with. So really it's just kind of a modern art fancy thing going on. I really liked those shiny, what are they called? Shiny draperies or shiny something. They're shiny somethings. I really liked them in the gold. And I was like, ooh, I want to put these everywhere because why not? The walls needed decorating somehow. So I just put them up around the outside of the walls there. Literally, there's only a couple spaces I didn't because they just wouldn't fit right. But I like the way it turned out. I am loving it. So yeah, you guys can find this on the gallery. I will put it up shortly, and I hope that you guys have a great day. I'm really excited for this new stuff pack. And thank you so much for watching. Please click subscribe if you want to. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you turn on all notifications. And give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you liked it or you didn't, you can do either one. And I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye.